Ever pondered the significance of having a family preparedness and survival plan? In this unpredictable world, it's crucial to stay one step ahead. Emergencies, natural disasters, or unexpected situations can strike at any moment, leaving us in a state of panic and disarray. But what if I told you there's a way to reduce that panic, to prevent injuries, and even save lives? Being prepared is not about living in fear. It's about living with a sense of security, knowing you have a plan to keep your loved ones safe. It's about having the foresight to anticipate the unexpected and the wisdom to prepare for it. It's about ensuring that when the unthinkable happens, you're not left scrambling, but rather moving forward with a clear, well-thought-out plan. A well-crafted survival plan can be the difference between life and death. So let's dive into the steps to create one for your family. To be prepared, start by identifying potential risks. Now, this ain't as daunting as it sounds. It's about understanding your surroundings, your lifestyle, and the unique challenges they might present. Identifying potential risks is a bit like looking at a map before you set out on a journey. You're charting the possible roadblocks and detours so you can navigate them safely. First off, consider your location. If you're nestled in the heartland, tornadoes might be your primary concern. Coastal folks, on the other hand, might need to keep an eye out for hurricanes. Live near a fault line? Earthquakes are a definite possibility. Your geographical location can tell you a lot about the types of natural disasters you might face. Next, factor in the climate. Harsh winters bring the risk of snowstorms and extreme cold, scorching summers, heat waves, and drought. And let's not forget about flood-prone areas during the rainy season. The weather is as fickle as a feather in the wind, and it's important to be prepared for its whims. But it's not just about the big, dramatic disasters. You also need to think about personal circumstances. Do you have small children or elderly folks in your care? Their needs would be different and could present unique challenges in an emergency. Are there any medical conditions in the family? Regular medications and medical equipment should be a part of your survival plan. Some of you might be thinking, well, I live in a pretty tame area with mild climate. What do I have to worry about? That's a fair point, but remember, risks aren't always natural. Power outages, water contamination, even pandemics can happen anywhere, anytime. Personalization is key in risk assessment. No two families are alike, and neither are their risks. So take the time to identify what you're up against. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. Knowing your risks is the first step towards effective preparedness. Scene script. Communication is key in any emergency situation. Imagine this: the power's out, cell towers are down, and you're separated from your loved ones in the midst of a crisis. It's a scary thought, isn't it? That's why creating a clear and concise communication plan is a vital part of any family preparedness and survival strategy. First things first, let's talk about a designated meeting place. In an emergency, chaos can quickly ensue, making it hard to locate each other. Choosing a specific location where your family can gather is crucial. This could be a local landmark, a neighbor's house, or even a particular room in your own home. The key is to choose a place that's easy to find and accessible to all family members. Next, let's discuss emergency contacts. Now, these aren't your everyday phone numbers. These are the digits you dial when things go south. Make sure to include local emergency services, nearby family or trusted friends, and even out-of-town contacts. Why out of town? Well, sometimes local lines can get jammed up in a crisis, but a call to a distant relative might just get through. Now, on to understanding emergency signals and broadcasts. These are the lifelines that keep you updated on the situation at hand. You'll want to familiarize yourself with the types of emergency alerts your local government or news station may send out. This could be anything from weather warnings to evacuation orders. Understanding what these signals mean and how to act on them could mean the difference between safety and danger. And remember, a communication plan isn't a one-and-done deal. Revisit it regularly, update as needed, and make sure everyone in the family is on the same page. Practice makes perfect after all. In the face of uncertainty, communication becomes our most powerful tool. It keeps us connected, informed, and ready to handle whatever comes our way. With a solid communication plan, you can stay connected and informed. Having the right supplies can make all the difference. In the midst of an emergency, your survival can hinge on the resources you have on hand. That's why it's crucial to be prepared with an emergency supply kit that's stocked with essentials. First up, food. We're not talking about a gourmet feast. We need non-perishable, easy-to-prepare items. Think canned goods, dry pasta, and rice. Don't forget about dietary needs and allergies in your family. And remember, an average adult needs about 2,000 calories a day to maintain energy levels, so plan accordingly. Next, water. It's the most vital resource. The general rule is 1 gallon per person per day for at least 3 days. This covers drinking, cooking, and personal hygiene. So for a family of 4, we're talking about a minimum of 12 gallons. Now let's talk medical supplies. A first aid kit is a must-have. It should include bandages, antiseptic wipes, tweezers, medical tape, and a digital thermometer, to name a few. Prescription medications and a spare pair of glasses are also good to have on hand. We can't forget about communication and power. A hand crank or battery-powered radio can keep you updated on the situation. Don't forget spare batteries. Also, consider portable chargers for your phones. And then there are the other necessities. Things like personal hygiene items, baby supplies if you have an infant, and pet supplies if you have a furry friend. A multi-purpose tool can be a lifesaver, and don't forget about important documents. Keep copies of your insurance policies, identification, and bank account records in a waterproof and portable container. Remember, your goal is to have enough supplies to last each person at least 72 hours. That's the estimated time it can take for help to arrive in the aftermath of a major disaster. So, take the time now to gather these items. Tuck them away in a designated spot that's easy to access. Because when an emergency strikes, time is of the essence. Preparedness is not complete without a well-stocked emergency kit. All the planning in the world means nothing without practice. Let's take a moment to think about that statement. It's a powerful one, isn't it? We've spent time talking about identifying risks, establishing communication plans, and preparing emergency supplies. But none of that matters if we don't put those plans into action, if we don't practice and train. Imagine a sports team. They don't just show up on game day, do they? No, they practice, they train, they run drills. They make sure every player knows the game plan inside and out. That's because they understand something fundamental. Preparation is the key to success. And when it comes to survival, preparation can mean the difference between life and death. So, what does training and practice look like when it comes to a family preparedness and survival plan? It means running drills. It means simulating emergencies and acting out your plan. It means making sure each family member knows their role, knows where the emergency supplies are, and knows how to use them. It means ensuring everyone understands the communication plan, can operate the equipment, and knows who to contact. Training and practice also mean updating your plan regularly. Because let's face it, things change. Family members grow up, move out, or move in. New risks might emerge. Or perhaps you've acquired new skills or resources that can be put to use. Regular updates ensure your plan remains effective and relevant. Remember, it's not about creating a sense of fear or panic. It's about empowerment. It's about giving your family the tools and knowledge they need to face any situation with confidence. By practicing and training, you're not just preparing for emergencies. You're building resilience. You're fostering a sense of unity and strength that will serve your family well in any situation. So let's get out there and practice. Let's run those drills. Let's update those plans. Because remember, practice makes perfect. And in this case, it could save lives. Let's do a quick recap. We've covered a lot of ground today in our step-by-step guide to creating a family preparedness and survival plan. It all starts with understanding the importance of preparation. Being ready for the unexpected is not just smart, it's vital. Next, we delved into the process of identifying potential risks. From natural disasters to man-made emergencies, knowing what dangers you might face is key to crafting an effective survival plan. We then moved on to establishing a communication plan. Keeping lines of communication open during a crisis can be a lifesaver, literally. Our fourth point was about preparing emergency supplies. Having the right tools and provisions on hand can make a world of difference when disaster strikes. Finally, we stressed the necessity of training and practice. A plan is only as good as your ability to execute it under pressure. Remember, in the face of disaster, preparedness is your best defense.